Guys, so it is the first day of face-to-face learning, and I thought it would also be a good day to kick off our online class and have just like a mini orientation, welcome to the class video that maybe walks you through the course a little bit. I've been getting some questions, so I'm hoping that this video may help answer some of those for us. So I thought we'd walk through the class just a little bit and talk about some generalities. I won't make it as long as my normal face-to-face orientation days that last, the whole hour and 15 minutes. I'm going to try and keep it short. So I am going to ask you to, do your part and do your share and do your readings. So here's the homepage. I got it all set up for us. Announcements are on the far left side over here. And there are important things I'm always going to put in the announcements. If I have something that I feel like is not really emergency, but something that you need to know maybe right away, I may use Navigate and I can text you the information if it's something short and brief, like there is no lab this week. I put it in here that there is no lab, we're just lecture only. This first week of class for Zoe, but just in case y'all wanted to know, I could maybe text that out, something like that. But again, announcements have important information in there. What I want y'all to do for the first week of class, I want you to check out the page, check out the homepage, look at the class content. One of the first things I want y'all to do, since we are a hybrid, which is the lecture is online, and the lab is going to be face-to-face. So it is a hybrid blend. All the lecture stuff, though, is online. So you will be learning the material on your own. I will do video lectures that I will record, and they will be in the class content. But we don't have a set time for a lecture. It's asynchronous, which means there's no set time for a class. If you choose to have a set time, we can totally do that. I can carve out some office hours, say like 1 to 2 o'clock on Tuesdays, and we can all meet on Zoom and go over everything for the week. If that's what you choose to do, just email me and let me know, and we can do that. If you just have individual questions and you don't want to go for a whole group thing, let me know. I'm always here for y'all. But we don't have a set lecture class. I will see y'all every week, with the exception of this week, in lab for quite a long time, so we can catch up there. Every Wednesday from 1 to 3 starting next week. So one of the first things that you do need to do this week, please log in and take the practice quiz. All of our quizzes, not all the quizzes, the practice quiz and all of the exams are going to use Lockdown Browser. So if you have been at Georgia Highlands for the last 2 semesters and taken a science class with us, you probably are already familiar with Lockdown Browser. But just in case you are not, what it does is it locks down your browser, just like it sounds like, and it turns on a webcam. So you are going to need to have the tech for this. So Lockdown Browser has some kind of specific things that it needs to operate. You can have a webcam. It can work on an iPad and it can work on most laptops, but it's kind of finicky about certain things. I don't think it is compatible with Chromebooks. I think it's one of the things that it doesn't work with. So this is the week. We have a whole week for add drop. Normally we only get like 2 days in the first day of class to figure out if you want to stay or not. We have a whole week, so please use this time wisely. Take that practice quiz, make sure that your tech equipment works, that you have a computer at home or some sort of device at home that you can take these tests and these quizzes with Lockdown Browser and you'll be okay. Let's figure that out now. So if it doesn't work out, you are still in add drop and it's not going to make a big difference if you have to leave the class. I don't want you to. I want you all to stay. But I want us to figure this out now and not, a month into the class right before the first exam and you realize that you don't have what you need. If for some reason you don't have the tech that you need, there might be the possibility of us getting a loaner laptop from the library. I'm not 100% on this. I know that there was some availability in the spring semester when COVID hit. I don't know if they're still available now, but it might be a possibility if for some reason tech is having an issue. But we need to figure this out now. We got to figure this out in the first week, because after that, I'm leaving that responsibility on you. If something happens with your tech after this first week, you've got to figure out a way to fix it. because I will still expect you to take the test on the times when you're expected to take the tests. So please, let's work on tech this week. Let's figure out and make sure everything's working. Please, we will go through the syllabus very briefly. I'm going to expect you to read the syllabus with a fine-tooth comb. I could talk about the syllabus for a solid hour, and nobody wants to hear me talk about the syllabus for an hour. So please, we're going to pull it up. I'll show you where it is, and I want you to look at it, read the policies, understand what I'm talking about. When we take quizzes and tests using Lockdown Browser, again, it's going to have a webcam. So this file here talking about monitoring exams kind of gives you an idea of what the expectations are. Like, I want you looking at the camera, making eye contact like I'm doing right now, not, looking off to the side or, who knows where, or, whoa, or the room is totally dark. I know it's late, and a lot of us, the only time we can carve out is in the middle of the night. I am the queen of working in the middle of the night. But I need you to turn on the light. I gotta be able to see you. So that's covered in this file here when it's talking about monitoring exams. I need to be able to see you and watch you just like I would watch you in a face-to-face class. It's that same thing. I know it sounds creepy. It kind of is, but it's how we make sure that nobody's cheating, because it wouldn't be fair if everybody just went online and could do whatever you want. So I treat my online students just like my face-to-face. Y'all are all the same to me. So I got announcements over there. I wanted to, I'll do a brief intro. My name is Kim Subach. I am married. I have 3 kids. I have 2 dogs, and one of them is whining at me right now in this intro video. There's a Roddy and a Pitty that we have rescued. We have 2 rescued cats and saltwater fish and freshwater fish. It is a menagerie at my house. And so you will hear them, maybe see them in these videos. In these videos, so I just want to warn you ahead of time that life is crazy at my house. But I hope to see you all in person every Wednesday in lab. So these are the announcements for this week. Check the announcements, read the syllabus. We have our first, we have our first content covered this week too. So every time we have a content topic, it's going to be in the materials. So homepage announcements over here on the left. Quizzes and things that are due are going to be on the calendar. I'm going to caveat this though. The last, I think, 2 solid years, I've been at GHC for like 5 or 6 years. It's all running together now. The last 2 years, D2L has had this weird deal where I will put in a quiz. I'll create a new quiz and I'll get all of the things all ready and I'll hit all the boxes and I'll submit it. And for some reason, it decides to default and not show up in the calendar. So sometimes things will be on the calendar. I hope things are always on the calendar. But just in case things are not showing up on the calendar and you can't find that link for that test that you know is happening, and you know the test is happening because you are awesome and you printed off the last page of the syllabus. I do this every year. I'm going to pull a Vanna White. I am old and nobody knows who Vanna White is anymore, but this is super important. We're going to go over it. You know what things are due because it's in the syllabus. So even if it's not showing up on the calendars, let me show you where you can always find the quiz, no matter what, even if it's not in the calendar. So you come up to the top and you're going to go assessments and quizzes. And when you click on that, you're going to see everything that is live, everything that is ready right now, and then future things coming up in the future that aren't open yet. So right now, what is open right now is our practice quiz that I was telling you about. And then our first content for lecture this week is, our first topic is evolution. So I want y'all to log in and look at the content on our content section and go through that. There is, under evolution, this is the content. You will be asked questions on these Word documents. So there is not a textbook that I'm going to question you off of that information. Your information that you need to know in my class, in this class for general zoology, are these Word documents that I have under each topic. So evolution has one Word document that's got all the important information in it. It's got the PowerPoint presentation that I would use in lecture. So you can download that. You can use it on your device. Within the PowerPoints, I link to all sorts of articles and YouTube videos and all sorts of important things. So I want you to have those lecture videos, because when I give you a video lecture, I'm not going to record a recording of a YouTube video for you. I'm going to expect you to click that link in the PowerPoint and watch it yourself. So I have the video lecture just like I would be lecturing at you face-to-face in class, except I'm not going to watch those videos and record that for you. I want you to do that. So this is what you need for this week's topic. It is evolution. Here's your Word document with the stuff that you need to know for the test. Here is the lecture PowerPoint, and here's the video of me talking at you just like I would in a normal face-to-face class and then in the lecture hall. So I'm going to go back. We covered on the homepage, we have covered announcements, that we are a hybrid class. There is no lecture time unless y'all email me and let me know that you want to set lecture time. And we can just have a Q&A session Tuesday at 1 to 2 if that works. If not, if I don't hear anybody, we're just going to go without a synchronous time, and that's okay too. The calendar is right here in the middle. And then this tiny widget over here is tiny and ridiculous, but this is the content. I never use it, it's so small. So with the content, come over here to this tab and use this. When you go to this menu on the content, you can see any of the details that might be present up here. This one doesn't have any, but it may have stuff there. I will want you to obviously start in the place that says start here first. I'm sure most of y'all have already checked this out over the weekend, but here is a whole bunch of different tools for y'all. Some of y'all, this might be your very first science class at Georgia Highlands. You may have skipped past 1010 because you didn't have to take 1010. This class doesn't have a prereq, so you can jump right in. And so I want to give you tips that may help you be successful in science. I'm not going to hold you to my STEM majors level of expectation that I would hold, biology 1107 and 1108. I'm not going to hold you to that level of expectation. This is a non-STEM class. This is, in my opinion, one of the more fun classes. It's one of my favorites, seriously, especially the lab. I love the lab. So there are lots of tips. I want to give you all the resources so you can pick and choose what works for you, because what works for you may not work, for me. For me personally, I like YouTube videos. I love watching videos. I like to write handwritten notes because it is proven that when you handwrite the notes down, that it helps integrate it into your brain better. You have better recall than you did if you were using your laptop. So I create study guides. I will, if I'm in a really tough class, and it's face-to-face, I record the lectures. So I will sit my phone down and record that teacher's lecture. I did this in grad school with advanced med phys at Georgia State. It was a tough class, people, it was tough. And so every day I recorded that lady's lecture, Dr. E's lecture, and I would listen to it when I was in traffic driving down to Atlanta, going back and forth. And so that was another form of studying. If you want to form a group me, a lot of times somebody's going to get together and form a group me, and y'all could do a virtual chat and go through questions that way. There are lots of different tips on this page. So please check it out and figure out what works for you. I say this is one of my easier classes, but science is not a class that you can shrug off no matter what science it is. You cannot wait until the last day before the test, the hour before the test, and skim your notes and expect to make an A in any of my classes. You do have to study. You will need to know those documents. You need to put forth the work. You do. So these are lots of tips for you to be successful in Gen Zo. Again, I think Zo is great. I love Zo. It's a really cool class. And we learn about all the animals, and my background is wildlife biology, so this is my happy place. I love talking about Zo. On the content, I told you that the Word documents are what you need to know. That's what I'm going to question you on. But if you were like, what the heck, lady, we don't have a textbook? I did find you one if you are craving that, textbook information. There is one. It's stolen. It's pirated. I can't remember who even has this one. So if it got out that we are using this, we'd be in trouble. But this is, a zoology textbook for you if you want to use it as a reference. I have lots of other free sources for you from UC Berkeley and other sources to back up the Word documents under each subject line. But if the textbook is what you crave, I do have this free textbook for you to use and download for yourself if you so choose. But I am not going to use this for the exams. So don't freak out and think that you need to read the whole chapter in this textbook. I need you to read the Word documents. That's the important stuff. So I'm going back to the table of contents. Study tips under the start here. The syllabus is in the start here. Free textbook, and then the content is broken down into chunks. So the first test material is all here. These are all the topics that are covered under the first test. And I told y'all that evolution is this week's topic. How do I know what topics are coming? When? Read the syllabus. So let's go through the syllabus in just a second. Let me see what else is in here. We will have a research paper in lecture, and I may see if I can maybe I can sneak some time for the librarian to come into lab and talk to us, because we have some excellent librarians at Georgia Highlands, and I love that they lay out how to do research, how to find scientific journal articles. That's what I'm going to need you to source for this paper. You have lots of time for this paper. Some of y'all, I love y'all. Some of y'all have already picked out your research paper topic and you've already emailed me about it. And I'm going to start updating the sheet and knocking those out so nobody else can pick your animal. Because once you pick your animal, I've locked it in, it's yours and nobody else can have it. Your research paper is not due until November. You have until November to write this thing, but I want to give you the tools ahead of time. So I'm going to see if I can get a librarian to show up in our lab and maybe give us a little primer on finding scientific journal articles, something that is worthy of a formal scientific research paper that I want y'all to do. So that is coming up in November. We have lots of time. We have lots of time to worry about that. But that's this topic here is the research paper that has the LibGuide and the instructions for the paper that's coming up. So all the instructions are here, all the different animals that you can pick, what the rubric is for it, all of that is in here. Lab that we will start next week. We have lab, and it's basically broken down. I break lab into like the outside half and the inside half. My favorite stuff about this class is that I get to take y'all outside. We will actually be in the field legitimately. We will go outside and collect animals, and you will dress appropriately to be outside in the field. So our first week of lab, nothing this week. Next week, we're going to have an in-house lab that's going to be on classification. And then the next topic is where we start talking about field work. And we will actually go outside of Georgia Highlands and trope around and try and find some animals to start to collect for our animal collection project. We will collect animals either physically or with our cameras on our smartphone, or if you've got a camera, whatever camera you want to use to collect pictures. So we can do a live collection or a photographic collection. It's totally up to you. We've got lots of different alternatives for that, but that animal collection project is a large portion of your lab grade. And so in the fall semester, we go out into the field in the beginning where all the animals are still around and alert and you can take pictures of them. And then in the last half of the semester, when things start to die off and it gets cold, that's when we'll be back inside and we'll work on dissections and more of the lab manual material. So that's lab. It's broken up into the formal lab manual up here, and then the animal collection stuff is down here. We'll talk more about it on Wednesday, not this Wednesday, not the 19th, but the next Wednesday. So what would that be? 25th? 25th? 26th? Yeah, 26th. Right. Yes, the 26th is when we will finally get to meet face to face, and I will get to see all of your smiley faces on Wednesday the 26th, and we'll go over lab one more time there. But I just wanted to do this welcome video Really briefly, let me share this document on the syllabus, and I am going to really gloss over this material, but I want to show you at least a little bit of it. I'm going to expect that all of you have read this, that you have read this syllabus and you understand all the policies, because I'm not going to spend an hour reading through the syllabus like I would in a face-to-face class. I'm not. I'm just going to expect you to do this. So here, again, lecture is fully online. Lecture is online, but the lab part is face-to-face. Wednesdays from 1 to 3. We're going to be in the STEAM building, the brand new building on Cartersville, in the Zoo Lab, which is 375. It's on 3rd floor, and it's closest to the woods. It's on the longer end of the hall of the elevator. All the way down on the left is the Zoo Lab. So we'll be there every Wednesday, 1 to 3, just not this Wednesday. If you need me, how do you get in touch with me? My favorite way to get in touch with me is email and the Highlands email, because that Highlands email comes to my cell phone and I get those. If you email me through D2L, I don't know that you email me on D2L unless I'm in D2L, unless I get that little alert that I've got an email sitting in there. Otherwise, if you email me on Friday, I have no idea, until maybe I log back in on Monday, that you email me on D2L. But if you email me on Highlands, I will get that and I'll see it, and I can respond faster. I mentioned that lecture does not have a set time, but I can carve out office hours if y'all want to do that, or we can just do one-on-one office hours. It's totally up to you, as a group or individually. But these are my office hours. I am on campus face-to-face Mondays and Wednesdays. So if you want to show up and stop by office hours, I have the link to Navigate. And so all you do is log into Navigate and you search for me and office hours. And I believe I have set them up as face-to-face. So you'd have to search for the face-to-face office hours. But within the face-to-face description, when you book that block, when you reserve that time, for whatever time during the office hours you want to book, it will also give you the link to my Zoom. So the Zoom room link is there and the meeting ID is there, so you can log in for that time. So I know that you need to meet me, at 6 o'clock on Wednesday before my 6:30 night class for AP, that you need to meet. So I appreciate appointments. I may not always be in the office during office hours. I may be setting up the lab upstairs and not in the basement in my office. I may be going to get lunch at the cafeteria and I'm coming right back. So I appreciate appointments. Appointments are great. Please log in and Navigate and make an appointment if you want me to be in my office waiting for you, or on D2L or on Zoom waiting for you. Appointments are great. I am here, but I may just not be sitting in my office pining away. I may be walking around campus doing other things on campus. So if you need me, here's my contact stuff. And here's how, if you need a one-on-one appointment, if we want to set up a group time to chat over Zoom, this is how you do that. Important days are all here. We have a whole week to decide drop ad, like I talked about. So figure out your tech. Make sure that you have taken that practice quiz and your Respondus Lockdown browser works for you. We have a whole week. So if you decide that your tech isn't going to work, that this isn't the class for you, then you can still get out during this drop ad period that will stop on the 21st. So we have some time. It's really nice. I do have to keep track of attendance. Labor Day is on Monday the 7th. Labor Day messes up lab, because if we miss lab on Monday, and lab is something that runs the same lab and we all run the same lab throughout the week, then if Monday is messed up, the whole rest of the week is messed up. So when the Labor Day holiday hits, there's no lab that whole week. So we won't have lab the week of Labor Day either. Basically all the labs shut down through the whole week. Satisfactory, unsatisfactory. If you have a C in this class at the time of SU, which is the 28th, then you will have an S in scorecard. I have D2L set up to calculate your grade for you. I also have the syllabus set up so you can calculate your grade for you. It's all right here. There are 4 tests. The first one is 75 points. The next one is 100 points. That cumulative midterm will be everything from day one to the middle of the course. And it will be 100 points, 75 new stuff, and then 30 questions will come from exam one. So it'll be a total of 100 questions for that midterm. And then we basically start fresh again, and we will have exam three. It will be 75 questions. And then we will have a comprehensive exam that will be 30 questions from exam three and 70 brand new questions on that new content that we've covered since exam three. So it's basically half a semester and comprehensive midterm, and then a new test, and then a whole nother, that second half of the semester. So you don't have a comprehensive final that runs from day one all the way to the end of the semester. It's broken up into chunks. We've chunked it for you. That being said, usually the final counts for a lot. And in this class, the midterm and the final count the same. They are both 20% of your grade. It's a big deal when the midterm comes around. So please don't shrug it off. It is 20% of your grade. It counts just as much as the final. So I want you to know this on day one. Don't blow off the midterm. It's just as important. We are going to have lecture quizzes. Every topic will have questions sprinkled into the PowerPoint. They are my lecture quizzes. And if I was talking to you face to face, I would quiz you face to face, but I can't, so I'm doing it over D2L. So you will have that evolution quiz for week one, and it will be due, all of my stuff I have due Fridays at midnight. Friday at midnight is your deadline day for everything. And I try and be consistent Friday at midnight, and you should have at least 48 hours to complete things. So you know Friday at midnight, 11:59, things are going to shut down. So you have to have things done before then. I don't do extensions. So please, please know that your tech is working, log in ahead of time, make it happen. You can do it. The research paper is 10% of your grade, and your lab work is going to be 25%. So lab that we meet once a week on Wednesdays, that grade is going to count for 25% of your overall course grade, because at Georgia Highlands, lab and lecture are together. If you are coming from another school, maybe Kennesaw State, separates them. Georgia State separates them. Lecture is one class and lab is one class, but it's not that here. Lecture and lab are combined as a 4-hour class at Georgia Highlands. So lab grade that you get in lab is going to be 25% of your overall course grade. How do we calculate the lab? It is right here, 10-point grade scale. I'm not going to blow through all this. Please read the policies. Please read the policies about makeups, about what to do with an emergency, about how the tests are going to be conducted. There's going to be a review before the test. So I'll have an auditory test review that'll come out about 2 days before the test. Don't wait until 2 days before the test to start studying. Start studying now. But there will be a test review before the test goes live. The test will go live for 48 hours and you take the test. And then after that, the test will have the missed questions, the questions that you got incorrect. I will have those questions available for you to look, because I don't want you to see those same questions on the midterm and still miss them. I want you to go back through the missed ones, figure out what the right answer is so you don't miss them again. So everyone will get to review before the test, take the test, and then review your missed answers, your missed incorrect questions after the test is done with. So please look at these. All of this is explained in here in these policies. I'm not going to go through every single one of these policies because you don't need to hear me talk to you for an hour on this stuff, but read it. Please read it. Please email me if you have questions about this stuff. Everything is in here, from disabilities to cheating. Cheating is my pet peeve. People please don't do it. Don't do it. I am watching y'all on lockdown browser. Just please don't do it. It's my pet peeve. If I catch you cheating, I will turn you in. I will give you a 0 and I will turn you into the Judiciary Committee, and I will go for an F and a mark on your record. I'm pretty passionate about it. I think it's insulting to me and to all of your other fellow students. So please don't be that person. Just don't be that person. Don't do it. the paper that I kept holding up for you and saying that this is like the heart of the class, that's this. This is the last sheet of the syllabus. So this is the one paper I print off every class, no matter what, because it tells me everything, what's going on what day, when things are due, when are the holidays, what topic are we doing this week. So know this. If you're going to print off anything, print this off and keep it with you so you know when things are due, because I told y'all sometimes the calendar acts weird and you won't see the links for stuff, but it's all in the syllabus. You've got this. Put this into your personal calendar, put it into your Google Calendar, your Outlook, whatever it is that you use to keep yourself organized. Put these dates in there. All of this is here for you. Trying to think if I'm forgetting anything else. There's so many details that I'm sure I'm leaving out, but I at least wanted to do a little bit of a welcome and walking you through the class. Since we're not meeting this Wednesday and I won't see you until next Wednesday, I want you to at least get started. Please, please do the practice test. Log in, get Respondus Lockdown Browser on your tech and take that practice quiz. I will sub it in for a lecture quiz. If you missed a lecture quiz one week, you just totally forgot to do the lecture quiz, I'm going to sub in that practice quiz points for your lecture quiz. So that's what your assignments are this week. It is to log in and do the practice test, and then to review evolution. Go through your evolution notes, look at the PowerPoint, watch the lecture video, and take your lecture quiz. So there's 2 quizzes. You got the evolution lecture quiz and you've got the practice quiz. So please do those this week. The lecture quiz, all your lecture quizzes are due Friday at midnight. If y'all have questions, please get a hold of me at CaseyWatch@Highlands. If you need me in a pinch, my cell phone is in the email signature, and I have students, call me, text me, information too. So you can do that too. I feel like I'm leaving something out, but if you have questions, reach out, let me know. I can't wait to see y'all next week, Wednesday in class, 1 o'clock, STEAM building on 3rd floor. I'll see y'all then.